I'm Ruth Sheahan with the Ruth Sheahan team of eXp Realty.
I'm Tim Berglund with eXp Realty.
I'm Danielle Tully with the Ruth Sheahan team in eXp Realty.
And we're here to catch all of you up on what's going on and how it's affecting the real estate world. Maybe your future plans, maybe some of your friends or family, and just kind of what we're up to. We're getting a lot of questions from our clients, lots of texts and Facebook messages and emails wondering what's going on. And so we thought we would just throw this out here. Of course, this is, probably just for today because things are happening so quickly. But what day is it? It's Monday.
Monday.
What's the date?
The 23rd.
Monday, March 23rd, 2020. And we are currently under a shelter-in-place order from the governor of Illinois. And that has affected our business pretty severely, but we are considered an essential business, so we're allowed to keep working. But we've made a decision as a team and as realtors and as human beings that we're going to be as responsible as possible. And that means some changes in the way we do things, at least for a little while we're going through this. So there are a few things that we're absolutely not doing or severely limiting to only emergency situations. Danielle?
So the first one is showings to buyers. We are severely limiting, if not doing them at all. There's a few reasons. Obviously, we don't know our own situation. We don't know your situation. And though we might look, everybody seems good today, tomorrow might be a different situation. But as well as we don't know the house that we're going into. We don't know their situation as far as how they're feeling or what they have going on. In addition to that, there really are only a percentage of normal market anyway. Our MLS, the powers that be, our association, has allowed and suggested that houses be taken temporarily off the market in this situation. And so even if we were taking buyers out, it would still be only so many houses to show that are active right now, as well as people who wanted to put their house on the market aren't either. So really the percentage of full market right now is not there anyway. So you would be kind of limited to where you would be able to see anyway. So right now we feel that in everybody's best interest, and even financially for our buyers, for as far as their choices and their needs being met, that this is not the time to go out.
And there are, of course, some people who are in a situation where they absolutely have to. We're accommodating them as well as we can. And there are some virtual showings available. There's some empty properties that, are much less of a risk, but really case by case, and anybody who has any choice at all, we're saying, let's heed the advice of the powers that be and not do anything unnecessary. And I think it's important to pay attention to the words of the Surgeon General. He said, act as if you're contagious. None of us know whether we are or not. It's not a matter of staying away from people when you're sick. It's a matter of staying away from people, period, because none of us know we have this in the first up to 2 weeks. So, Tim, another thing we're not doing?
We ceased doing open houses. We felt that there's no way to keep proper distancing in an open house situation. We can't expect people coming to an open house not to touch things, look at things, open things, and by stopping the whole open house process altogether, that we can avoid any situations where there might be any kind of contamination or
And we tend to have a lot of people at our open houses.
Yeah, and we get a lot of people at open houses, and people are usually within 6 feet of each other. So it's in the best interest of our client and potential clients going forward that we will cease to do open houses, but we will be having our video of the property online. You can go and visit the property and look at it and make your decision on whether it's something that, in the future you would be interested in.
Yeah, and those are always at the propertyaddress.com. The other thing that we're not doing is in-person listing appointments or actually listing new properties. We always try to make sure that we're giving our home sellers the best opportunity to be seen by the most people possible, and that's just not a reality right now. So if you were thinking of calling us to list your house, we're happy to do that. We're happy to talk to you like this on the computer. We're happy to get all of the information, have our stager and our home organizer lined up, our photographers and videographers all ready to go as soon as we get the all clear, and have everything out of the way. You're probably using this time to clean out your closets and your basements and get all ready for it. So that's awesome. But we're gonna heed this pause, as we're calling it, to not move forward with that listing until it's really going to have the impact that it needs to get the most interested buyers. And we'll do the same thing with buyer appointments. We may not go out and look at properties just yet, but we're happy to go through the entire consultation process, help you understand what it's all going to take and what you'll need, and both sides get completely prepared. So when those homes hit the market, you are ready to run out with the rest of the crowd and buy one. So those are the things that we're not doing. There are some things we're doing in addition to our normal protocol, taking extra precautions. So we do have clients who are in the midst of transactions, and we're doing everything to make sure that those go through, and they go through safely without anyone being compromised. So one of the things that we have to do in the process of a home purchase is an inspection. I had one the other day, and we took a lot of precautions that we normally wouldn't. So one of the things that under most circumstances, the buyer's agent would be in the home for the entire inspection. We don't have a whole lot that we have to do while we're there, but we are inside and in attendance. I, with the permission of the listing agent, spent the time in my car, so there would be one less person breathing and walking and touching anything. The inspector was very prepared with gloves, his own shoe covers, and plenty of disinfectant wipes, etc. The buyer attended, and we do want to keep that to a minimum. If any buyer must be there, then really it should just be one person. But the buyer also had gloves and shoe covers, refrained from touching anything, and respected all of the precautions. So Danielle?
The appraisers. Appraisals are still happening. I've had I have one coming up tomorrow. I had one on Friday. I was quick with the first one on Friday. I dropped the paperwork I needed to with the inspector, had a quick talk with him, and he said, yep, same thing as Ruth just said. He pulled out his disinfectant from his pocket and said that he's trying to make these appraisals as quickly as possible. The one that I have tomorrow, in fact, he said he was waiting to hear, because apparently, according to him, I have not verified this yet, is that some of the lending institutions are allowing basically drive-by appraisals. as long as they are finding some good comparables and able to drive past the property and the property looks in whatever order they are intending it to look and seem, they are doing it virtual, basically, using
Yeah,
online.
they've relaxed a lot of the rules for a little bit. Those that really aren't going to make a big difference in the process, and sometimes they're just a little bit of red tape that we have to go through. But they've allowed appraisers, professional appraisers, a little more latitude than they may normally have in these circumstances. Usually at an appraisal, the seller's very often there, maybe family members. We're there as a listing agent. The appraiser is there. Now we're keeping distance and in some cases not even going inside the building if it's not necessary.
Mm-hmm. The appraiser actually asked me for the person who's living at the property to be gone for the 15 minutes or so that he is going to be there, and he doesn't want me to be there either. He wants no contact for his family's sake. So
exactly.
we're making those precautions.
So then closings have changed a lot too.
Yeah, ideally, in the most safe situation, only the essential people would be there. That would be the people signing the documents and the closer.
And that's just the buyers, typically. Sellers are able to pre-sign, so
Right.
just the buyers signing.
Correct. And of course, if the title company and the lawyer feel for the buyer feel compelled to be there, of course we would find a way to make that work. But we are still going through with closings, and we will try and get those closings taken care of in the most expeditious manner possible.
And we've even heard of a few title companies that are doing curbside closings. They'll come down to your car, and then the buyers don't even need to get out of their car. So the closer will bring all the paperwork down, and the attorney will go over it by phone or a Zoom meeting like this, and then that'll go back up. So they're asking realtors not to be there. They're asking lenders not to be there. It's really a whole. We don't want those closers getting sick.
No.
So we're moving forward, pausing all of the things that we can, moving forward on the things that are necessary. We're here. If you have questions, if you want to know about, anything that we can answer. Unfortunately, a lot of answers right now are, I don't know. We don't know how long it's going to last. We don't know when it's going to be over. Market value is something that we can't necessarily, that's just the soup.
So
our house isn't on fire.
And we're talking too much, but also, if you're considering listing your house in the future, we are available via video to do a listing appointment with potential sellers. So
and buyers,
and buyers as well, of course.
So yeah, we're here, we're ready, and we're gearing up for a big rebound.
A late spring market.
Yes. Spring market started really early.
Yes, it
So
did.
we're pausing. Yes. Then we'll continue soon.
Yeah.
So
we'll see you in the next video.
Yeah. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.